Ghana, located along the Gulf of Guinea in West Africa, is a nation with a rich and complex history that spans thousands of years. Known today for its vibrant culture, democratic governance, and economic growth, Ghana's story is deeply rooted in ancient civilizations, trans-Saharan trade, European colonialism, and the struggle for independence. This quick history offers an overview of how Ghana evolved into the country we know today. Ancient civilizations and early kingdoms. Long before Ghana became a modern state, the region was home to advanced societies. Archaeological evidence suggests that human habitation in present-day Ghana dates back to the Stone Age, with organized settlements emerging as early as 1500 BCE. The area's fertile lands and rivers, including the Volta, made it ideal for agriculture and trade. Between the 4th and 11th centuries, powerful kingdoms rose in the Sahel region, just north of modern Ghana. Among the most significant was the ancient Ghana Empire. Though it was not geographically located within today's Ghana, its influence shaped trade routes and political structures across West Africa. The empire controlled gold-rich territories, making gold a central part of West African economies and attracting merchants from North Africa and beyond. Gold and the rise of Akan states. By the 13th century, the Akan people had established dominant states in the forested southern regions. The abundance of gold in these lands earned the area the name Gold Coast by later European traders. Gold became the foundation of wealth and power for states such as Denkira, Ekwamu, and later the Asante Kingdom. The Asante Kingdom, founded in the late 17th century, became one of the most influential political and military powers in West Africa. Based in Kumasi, the Asante Empire centralized authority under the Asante king and created a sophisticated administrative system. The Golden Stool, a symbol of unity and spiritual authority, remains an iconic part of Ghanaian heritage. European contact in the slave trade. European involvement in the Gold Coast began in the late 15th century when Portuguese explorers arrived seeking gold and trade opportunities. They built Elmina Castle in 1482, marking the start of centuries of European presence. Soon the Dutch, British, Danes, and Swedes established forts and trading posts along the coast. Initially focused on gold, trade shifted dramatically in the 16th and 17th centuries toward human trafficking. The transatlantic slave trade turned the Gold Coast into a major hub, where enslaved Africans were captured and shipped primarily to the Americas. Millions of lives were lost or uprooted during this brutal period, leaving a lasting scar on the region's history. British colonization and resistance. By the 19th century, the British had become the dominant European power in the region. In 1874, the Gold Coast was officially declared a British colony. However, British control was never absolute. The Asante Kingdom resisted colonization through several wars, including the famous War of the Golden Stool in 1900. Despite military defeats, these struggles symbolized a strong spirit of independence. The British eventually extended their rule inland, integrating the northern territories and coastal areas into a single colonial entity by 1902. Colonial policies reshaped Ghana's economy toward cocoa production, which became a major export crop. The road to independence. The 20th century brought growing political consciousness among Ghanaians. Educated elites began advocating for self-rule, and nationalist movements gained momentum after World War II. One of the most influential figures in this struggle was Kwame Nkrumah, who founded the Convention People's Party, CPP, in 1949, calling for immediate independence. Through strikes, protests, and political negotiations, the CPP mobilized mass support. Their efforts succeeded, and on March 6, 1957, the Gold Coast became the first sub-Saharan African nation to gain independence from colonial rule, adopting the name Ghana, a nod to the ancient Ghana Empire and a symbol of African pride. Post-independence era, hope and challenges. At independence, Ghana was hailed as a beacon of African liberation. Kwame Nkrumah, the country's first prime minister and later president, promoted ambitious plans for industrialization, education, and Pan-African unity. However, economic difficulties and political tensions soon emerged. In 1966, Nkrumah was overthrown in a military coup while on a state visit abroad. The following decades saw a series of military regimes alternating with short-lived civilian governments. Economic mismanagement and political instability plagued the nation through the 1970s and 1980s, leading to severe economic decline and social hardship. Return to democracy and modern Ghana. The 1990s marked a turning point. Under international pressure and domestic demands, Ghana adopted a new constitution in 1992, ushering in a multi-party democratic system. Since then, Ghana has maintained relative political stability, holding regular, peaceful elections, a rarity in parts of the continent during the same period. Economically, Ghana shifted from structural adjustment programs to growth-oriented policies. Cocoa remains a key export, but gold, oil, and other minerals now play a major role in the economy. In 2010, Ghana began commercial oil production, boosting its GDP and attracting foreign investment. Culture and legacy. Ghana's history is not just political, it is deeply cultural. The country is home to over 100 ethnic groups, each with unique traditions, languages, and festivals. From the vibrant kente cloth to the rhythmic beats of high-life music, Ghanaian culture reflects a blend of ancient heritage and modern influences. Today, Ghana is celebrated as a hub of African arts, tourism, and heritage. Sites like Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle serve as poignant reminders of the transatlantic slave trade, attracting thousands of visitors annually. The country's reputation for hospitality and peace has earned it the nickname, the Gateway to Africa. The history of Ghana is a story of resilience, transformation, and pride. From ancient kingdoms and gold-driven economies to colonial struggles and democratic progress, Ghana stands as a symbol of Africa's rich past and promising future. Its journey underscores the importance of cultural identity, political perseverance, and economic adaptability in shaping a modern nation.